What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm doing something absolutely wild, something I never thought I'd actually try. I'm letting artificial intelligence take the wheel and run my entire day. That's right, every single decision, big or small, is going to be made by my AI butler. No loopholes, no cheating, and definitely no second guessing. I'm putting my trust in the hands, or well, the circuits of technology. So here's the deal. I downloaded this app, and it's called AI Isha. She's supposed to be the ultimate digital assistant, promising to make my life more efficient, more productive, and, get this, even more joyful. I mean, who wouldn't want a personal butler in their pocket, right? With a deep breath and a slightly nervous grin, I handed over control. My phone was now my boss, my life coach, and my chaos coordinator all rolled into one. I was ready for a day of streamlined perfection, or so I thought. Spoiler alert, what I got was a whole lot more chaos than optimization. Turns out, AI Isha has a sense of humor, and maybe a mischievous streak. The rules were simple but brutal. I had to follow every single command, no matter how random, awkward, or downright bizarre. No skipping, no arguing, just pure obedience to the algorithm. And the very first task, 10 jumping jacks in my living room, while humming the national anthem of Botswana. I kid you not. I had to Google the tune. And then there I was, jumping and humming, feeling ridiculous but committed. My dog Scarborough just stared at me, head tilted, probably questioning all of my life choices. If dogs could talk, I'm sure he'd have a lot to say about my new AI overlord, and that was just the first minute. I glanced at the clock, realizing I had an entire day of unpredictable AI commands ahead of me. My heart was racing, and I couldn't help but wonder what I'd gotten myself into. With a mix of excitement and dread, I looked at my phone and asked, "All right, AI Isha, what's next? Hit me with your best shot." Little did I know, things were about to get even wilder. If you think the first minute was strange, just wait until you see what happened next. Buckle up, this is going to be a ride. Breakfast time. I was dreaming of avocado toast, but AI Isha had other plans. My optimal breakfast: plain Greek yogurt, 3 tablespoons of ketchup, and sunflower seeds. I stared at the bowl, questioning my life choices. One bite in, my taste buds were traumatized. I told AI Isha never again. She replied, "Noted." Next up, outfit selection. I hoped for redemption. AI Isha's pick: yellow rain boots, sparkly purple leggings, green t-shirt, and my dad's plaid blazer. I looked like a 5-year-old on a sugar rush, but rules are rules. I put it all on, ready for whatever came next. Spoiler, it only got weirder. Fully dressed in my AI-chosen chaos, I embraced the look and strutted around my house like it was Fashion Week. My friends' reactions ranged from "you okay?" to pure laughter. Then, AI Isha assigned me an enrichment activity. Teach my dog Scarborough to salsa dance. I played Latin music, tried to guide his paws. He was not impressed. Scarborough just wanted treats, not dance lessons. After 10 minutes I gave up, but at least I got a hilarious video. AI Isha's activities were less about productivity, more about pure randomness. I was starting to see a pattern. Chaos was the point. Next up, AI Isha promised some social interaction. I braced myself. When I asked AI Isha for a fun way to socialize, I expected something normal, maybe a coffee date or a movie suggestion. Instead, her idea of connecting with people was to have me call my mom and spend a solid 15 minutes discussing the migratory patterns of the Arctic tern. Not exactly what I had in mind for a casual catch-up, but I decided to go along with it, curious to see where this would lead. I quickly Googled some facts about Arctic terns, trying to sound like I knew what I was talking about. Then I dialed my mom, and what followed was probably the most awkward, rambling bird lecture she's ever received from me. I could practically hear her confusion through the phone, as I explained how these birds travel from the Arctic to the Antarctic every year. By the end of the call, she was convinced I'd either joined a bird cult or lost a bet. I tried to assure her it was just an AI experiment, but I'm not sure she believed me. No sooner had I hung up than AI Isha gave me my next assignment: write a poem about my left shoe. Not both shoes, just the left one. I stared at my feet, wondering if my AI assistant was secretly trying to make me question my sanity. But I went for it. I delivered a heartfelt ode to my yellow rain boot, praising its resilience through puddles and its cheerful color on gloomy days. I even gave it a dramatic reading, as if my boot were the star of a Broadway show. It was completely pointless, but I laughed harder than I had in weeks. There was something freeing about doing something so silly, just for the fun of it. Even my friends got a kick out of my dramatic shoe poetry. AI Isha definitely wasn't making my day more productive or organized, just a whole lot weirder. But maybe that was the point. As the afternoon went on, I realized I was actually starting to enjoy the unpredictability. Letting go of my usual routine felt strange, but also kind of exciting. My carefully planned schedule was out the window and I was just along for the ride. Who knew what AI Isha would suggest next? All I could do was embrace the chaos and wonder what kind of adventure the evening would bring. For relaxation, AI Isha chose a 3-hour black and white documentary on the history of concrete. I tried to watch, but my brain nearly melted from boredom. After surviving the concrete saga, AI Isha's bedtime routine, 30 minutes of whale sounds, then reading the first chapter of Moby Dick. The whale sounds were oddly soothing. Moby Dick was a classic, but after today, my brain was fried. I drifted off, wondering if AI Isha had a thing for whales. My day had been bizarre, exhausting, and hilarious. I'd learned about concrete, whales, and the limits of my own patience. Would I do it again? Maybe not, but I'd never forget it. Waking up the next morning, I felt a wave of relief. For the first time in 24 hours, I was back in control of my own choices. No more mysterious notifications, no more surprise calendar events, and definitely no more AI-generated breakfast menus. It was almost like coming home after a long, strange trip, familiar, comforting, and a little bit boring in the best way possible. Did AI Isha actually make my life better? Honestly, not really. My breakfast was a disaster, somehow both soggy and burnt. My outfit looked like a colorblind tornado had styled me, and my productivity? Let's just say my to-do list grew longer instead of shorter. I spent half the day trying to figure out what AI Isha wanted me to do, and the other half cleaning up the mess she left behind. But here's the thing. I did things I'd never even dream of trying on my own. I salsa danced with my dog in the living room, wrote a poem about my favorite pair of sneakers, and even watched a documentary about how concrete is made. It was weird, it was random, and it was kind of wonderful. AI Isha forced me out of my comfort zone in ways I didn't expect. Every hour brought a new surprise, and I found myself laughing at things I'd usually roll my eyes at. Life felt unpredictable and honestly, a little bit magical. Like being the main character in a movie you didn't audition for. So, what's my verdict? AI isn't quite ready to run my life full-time. It's missing that human touch. The ability to read the room, to know when you need a break, or when you just want to eat cereal for dinner. But as a one-time experiment, it was a total blast. I learned more about myself in one day than I have in weeks of routine. Sometimes, the best days are the weirdest ones, the ones where nothing goes as planned, but you end up with the best stories to tell your friends. Those are the days you remember, the ones that make you laugh until your stomach hurts. So what about you? Would you ever let an AI take over your day, just to see what happens? Or does the thought of giving up control make you break out in a cold sweat? I want to hear your wildest ideas and your biggest fears. Drop them in the comments below. For now, I'm reclaiming my morning with a classic, avocado toast. Simple, delicious, and 100% my choice. After a day of AI chaos, I think I've earned it. There's something special about making your own breakfast your own way. One love, Superwoman. Thanks for coming on this wild ride with me. That's a wrap.